Hello students, welcome to Alphos e-learning. We finished so far the reflection of light by plane mirrors and also by spherical mirrors with including miscellaneous problems and up to IIT advanced level. And next we are moving to another topic, which is refraction of light at plane surface. So this is also very important topic. Regarding the refraction, we must know the fundamentals, and next to their applications, so many are there, and based on those applications we have to solve up to the advanced level the numerical problems. Okay, so before going to this part, let us move on a very important fundamental points related to the light. So first of all, when the light is traveling from one medium into another medium, its velocity changes and its corresponding wavelength will also be changed. Whenever we consider the velocity v is equal to n lambda, here v is the velocity, n is the frequency, so this is wavelength, lambda is wavelength. Whenever the light is traveling from one medium into another medium, and definitely light velocity will change as it crossing the boundary of two media, its velocity abruptly change, all of a sudden changes. And whenever the velocity all of a sudden changed, then its corresponding wavelength will also be changed. So wavelength changes and velocity changes, but its frequency remains constant. So it's very important point. Whenever a ray of light is traveling from one medium into another medium, its frequency remains constant, but velocity and corresponding wavelength, these two will change. Okay, now v by lambda, which is equal to frequency n is constant, therefore we call it as constant. V by lambda equal to constant. If we consider the velocity of light in two different media, suppose this is medium 1 and this is medium 2. As the light is traveling from one medium into another medium, say here velocity say v1 and here velocity v2 in the second medium, wavelength, its wavelength lambda 1 corresponding wavelength and its wavelength lambda 2. Therefore, for two different media, whenever the light is traveling from one medium into another medium, we can write its relation as v1 by lambda 1 is equal to v2 by lambda 2. From this, we can write it as v1 by v2 is equal to lambda 1 by lambda. So this is the relation between the velocity and the wavelength of the light. So this is very important point. So what exactly the refraction of light? Whenever the light is traveling from one medium into another medium, so here the light is suddenly bending at the point of incidence where the normal is drawn. That bending is either towards normal or away from the normal. So this is towards or away from the normal. Why it is so? Why the light is bending as it traveling from one medium into another medium? If you go for example, suppose here the light is traveling from first medium into second medium. So here a normal is drawn at the point of incidence. Why we are taking the normal here? Normal is taking as a reference. With reference to this normal, we are observing the light is bending, whether it is towards normal or away from normal. Accordingly, we are also taking the angle of incidence, angle of refraction with reference to the normal. Therefore, as a whole, we are taking the normal at the point of incidence. So, with reference to this normal, we are deciding that I is angle of incidence. Angle of incidence. R is angle of refraction. So this is a normal drawn. So angle of incidence, the angle made by the incident ray with the normal is known as angle of incidence. Angle of refraction, the angle made by the refracted ray with the normal is known as angle of refraction. Okay? But here the light is traveling in first medium, so it has its own velocity or speed. When it is entering into another medium suddenly, so definitely its speed changes. Suppose when the light is entering into a medium where light velocity or light speed is decreased, when the light speed is decreased in the medium, it is bending towards normal. When it is bending towards normal, then the medium in which the light is entered is said to be optically denser medium. Optically denser medium. Therefore, here whenever the light is entering into optically denser medium, the light is bending towards normal because its speed is decreasing. Its speed decreases. As a result, it is bending towards normal. So whenever the light is entering into the medium, and such medium is taken to be optically denser. So very clear. Okay. So next point is, come to the next point here. When the light is entered into a medium, which medium? Say here the first medium. Of course, the light is entering into the first medium where light velocity is increased. When the light velocity increases here, it bends away from the normal. It bends away from the normal. And the medium in which the light was entered is known as optically rarer medium. So, therefore, finally we conclude that when the light of ray is incident on the boundary, means traveling from one medium into another medium, then it is bending towards normal if the second medium is optically denser. Okay? Or simply, when ray of light is traveling from rarer into a denser medium, it is bending towards normal. So here when ray of light is traveling from denser into rarer, it is bending away from the normal. So what is the reason for bending of light? The bending of light is due to change of velocity. If velocity is not changed for a light, so it continues to travel along the same path without taking any deviation. So because of change of velocity, here the light is bending either towards normal or away from the normal. It's very clear. So this phenomena is known as a refraction of light. I will give a definition that the phenomenon of bending of light as it travels from one medium into another medium. One medium into another medium is known as refraction of light. Okay? So this is the concept of refraction. So very simple, very easy, very comfortable. You can feel it very comfortable what is happening there. So main cause for bending of light is, keep in your mind, so velocity of light changes whenever it is entering into other kind of medium. If it is entering into the denser medium, bending towards normal. If it is entering into the rarer medium, bending away from normal. If it is entering into rarer medium where speed is increases, when speed increases, it is bending away from the normal. So when entering into denser medium where speed decreases, so that it is bending towards normal. So this bending of light, whenever traveling from one medium into another medium, is known as refraction of light. Okay. Now let us go for one more point. So refraction of light, their laws of refraction. Laws of refraction. What are the laws given first? So let us see one by one. So here in this case, clearly statements are given. When light is traveling from rarer into denser medium, then it bends towards normal. Case 2. When light is traveling from denser into rarer medium, it bends away from the normal. Okay? Now, the laws of refraction. Let us see the laws of refraction. See here, the laws of refraction, we are going to discuss the laws. A very basic point is the laws of refraction which are valid, which are applicable for a plane surface and also curved surface. No doubt at all, we can use the laws of refraction on the plane surface and also on curved surface. So how it is curved surface, how we can imagine that? Suppose it is plane surface, very clear glass plate. Curved surface means spherical refracting surface. So for this spherical refracting surface, refraction formula can also be applied. It is valid. So those laws are valid on the plane surface and also spherical surfaces. Okay? Now, second point is, second one, the incident ray, the refracted ray and the normal drawn at the point of incidence all lie in the same plane. So this is incident ray which is in the bode plane, and this is the refracted ray which is also in the bode plane. The normal is drawn at the point of incidence which is also in the bode plane. These are all lie in the same plane. This is second one. And third one is the ratio of sine of the angle of incidence. Means here, see, this is I, angle of incidence. This is R. If you take sine of I by sine of R, the ratio of angle of the ratio of sine of the angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is equal to a constant. Its ratio is constant. So this is known as Snell's law. Snell's law stating that the ratio of sine of the angle of incidence to sine of angle of refraction is a constant. Okay. So this constant is what exactly? This is the constant which is known as relative refractive index. How? Sin I by sin R is equal to, this constant is known as refractive index of second medium with respect to the first medium. When we are taking the second medium, in this case, the light is entering into the medium that is taken to be second medium, and the light is started from the medium which is taken to be first medium. So from first into the second medium, here we are taking the ratio I is angle of incidence in the first medium, R is angle of refraction in the second medium. Therefore, if you are taking like this, sine of the angle in the first medium, sine of the angle in the second medium, which is equal to refractive index of second with respect to the first. That is known as relative refractive index. Suppose one can think of that. Suppose we consider the ratio of sine of angle of refraction to sine of angle of incidence. Can we say it is Snell's law? We can take any constant value. Why not? Definitely we can take that sine of R reversed, sine of I. This is also giving a constant, of course. This constant is, see here, this is sine of the angle in the second medium by sine of the angle in the first medium. So whenever the sine of the angle which is in denominator, its corresponding medium refractive index is taken as primary, that medium with a reference to other medium, first medium. So we are taking sine of R in the second medium. So comparing with the first medium, therefore 2 with respect to 1. Here sine of I, that is in the first medium, its refractive index comparing with this one, therefore we can take this 1 with respect to 2. Okay, so nothing wrong, we can write it as it is, that sine I by sine R equal to 2 with respect to 1 and sine R by sine A is equal to 1 with respect to 2. Nothing wrong. And this can be written as mu 2 by mu 1. This is mu 1 by mu 2. This is the relative refractive index. Okay. Now, once you take the cross multiplication, see, mu 2 is multiplied with sine R, mu 1 is multiplied with sine I. We can write it as mu 1 sine, from here, mu 1 sine I is equal to mu 2 sine R. Once you verify, it's a very simple every time. So if you comfort with this equation, you can follow this one. No need to write this one. Every time you can also follow this one. How? So very simple this one. 1 first medium, its refractive index mu 1. So sine of the angle in the same medium taken into account, their product is constant. See here, mu 1 into sine of I is equal to mu 2 into sine of R. Simply we can write it as Snell's law. Mu of sine I or mu of sine theta is constant. Mu sine theta equal to constant, where theta is either it is angle of incidence or angle of refraction. You can take any of them, angle of incidence or angle of refraction. So here very clear, here it is very clear, this is the first medium, its refractive index mu 1 and sine of the angle of incidence in the same medium is equal to mu 2 sine of the angle of refraction in the same medium. Their product and their product will be equal. Mu 1 sine I is equal to mu 2 sine R. Every time if you follow this, this is indirectly you are following the Snell's law. Okay. So here also, once you cross multiply this one, see, again mu 1 sine I, this equation is mu 1 sine I, mu 1 sine I is equal to mu 2 sine R, mu 2 sine R. See, if you verify, by the first equation you are getting mu 1 sine I is equal to mu 2 sine R. By the second equation again, mu 1 sine I is equal to mu 2 sine R. You are getting same. That's why I am saying either you can use sine I by sine R equal to 2 with respect to 1 or sine R by sine A is equal to 1 with respect to 2. This is known as Snell's law. In the Snell's law, this constant is giving relative refractive index, means refractive index of second medium with respect to first, when you are taking sine A by sine R. Okay, right, reverse sine R by sine A, you can take 1 with respect to 2. Simple idea, when you follow this equation, so whatever the sign value in the denominator, so that's corresponding refractive index is taking primary, and with reference to other medium you are taking secondary. Okay, so this is regarding the Snell's law. Now here the laws of refraction we can apply. First point, we can apply these laws are valid or apply on plane surface and also curved surface. That is point number 1. Point number 2 already given. The angle of the incident ray, the refracted ray, and the normal target, the point of incidence, all are in the same plane. And third one is Snell's law. Okay. The next go for refractive index. And before that, let us find the deviation suffered by the light. In the first case, so case 1, when light is traveling from rarer into denser medium. Rarer into denser medium. When light is traveling from rarer into denser medium, as we know that the light bends towards normal. When light bends towards normal, comparing with I and R, definitely in this case I is greater than R. I is greater than R. Okay. Now the light is traveling in the first medium. That light ray is extended further. So we can see that how much bending takes place by this light whenever it is entering into the second medium. So this is giving light deviation. Yes, deviation suffered. Deviation suffered by the light delta is equal to how much here? This is angle of incidence, this is angle of incidence. From this angle of incidence, angle of refraction is subtracted, remaining will be delta. So this is I minus R. This is deviation suffered by the light. So very clear. Here once you decide that I is greater than R, simply I minus R is giving the deviation suffered by the light as it travels from rarer into denser medium. Okay, next go for here the deviation when the ray of light is traveling from denser into rarer medium. In this case, here R is greater than I. R is greater than I. So how much greater, which gives the deviation suffered by the light. So that let us find. So this is the incident ray. So this is incident ray. This is total R. This is I. This is also I. This angle equal. This is total R. So this is the deviation suffered. Therefore, in this case, deviation suffered equal to R minus I. Very clear, whichever is greater out of I and R. So we have to subtract the smaller value from the greater one. So here I is greater, I minus R, the deviation suffered. Here R is greater, R minus I is deviation suffered by the light. So deviation is over. Next, let us move regarding this refractive index. So what is refractive index? Let us